Hey, thanks for joining me. In today's episode, we have news of a mission to Mars that will return a sample. Then we're going to look at a wearable device designed to give you some privacy. Then we are looking at a genome that is self-replicating, made by man. Pretty interesting stuff here. And we're going to wrap everything up with possibly the coolest drone I have ever seen. I'm Zach. This is ZakDTV. And we're going to start right off with Jaxa made an announcement that they will be sending a trip to Mars and back. Well, not the Red Planet, but Red Planet adjacent. The purpose of this mission, which they are calling the MME, that's a Martian Moons Exploration project, the plan is to launch in September of 2024, with this craft arriving at Mars in August of 2025. At that point, it will spend the next 3 years studying the moons of Mars. Now, this spacecraft is equipped with 11 different instruments, so it can really check out what's going on around these moons. But it's not just going to stay in orbit around Phobos and Deimos. It's going to land on Phobos, get a sample of soil from at least 2 centimeters below ground, take back off, and bring the soil samples back here to the Earth by 2029. Going to be back. It's a 5-year mission all around, and should be back in September of 2029. This will be the first retrieval of Martian. It's not Martian soil though, because there's talk that the moons could actually be trapped asteroids. They might not even be part of Mars at all. We don't know, but that's what they're going to find out with this trip. Neat, right? Now, it might sound far-fetched to land a spacecraft on a, 12-mile wide moon? But anybody can do this. It's Japan. You might remember what they did with Hayabusa 2 and the asteroid Ryugu. They collected a sample from there, and that spacecraft is on its way back right now. That'll be the first sample of an asteroid collected in space and brought home. They're doing some major science here. Now, of course, this is an international collaboration. Some of the instruments on this spacecraft will be made by NASA. And I'm sure the ESA is probably involved in there somewhere as well. You know, and this is part of what I love about our major space exploration, not our local stuff and whatnot. But when we start talking about moving off planet, it seems that our scientific community, our space community, can actually come together, forget the bickering of our governments, and make something happen. I will be keeping an eye on this project. We will see where it goes. And of course, when they launch, I'm going to let you guys know about it. Up next, I want to look at a wearable device made by the University of Chicago that will block out all these microphones all around you that are just waiting for you to say something. It's funny, I just looked around my desk and I realized I've got 4 objects right here in very close proximity that all have active microphones that can respond when I call out to them. And it's funny though, because that's how the whole world is. Think of how many Alexas and Google Homes and even your computer, your TV, everything, your phones, everything listens to you nowadays. Well, a lot of people are like, yeah, well, who cares? I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't care if they listen to me. But I don't care so much to think like the government's listening to me. My bigger issue is with Google and Amazon and those places collecting data on me just to serve me better advertisements. I really don't like being marketed to that way. I know that's how they make their money. I don't enjoy it. Well, it seems like these researchers didn't enjoy it either, and they came up with this bracelet that has 24 transducers and emits ultrasonic waves that are too low of a frequency for humans to hear, but because the amplifier is set up in these smart speakers and smart TVs and everything, it causes them to jam. It actually basically makes it sound like white noise to these, and they can't pick up conversation. Now, of course, this device right now is kind of bulky looking. It's not really something you'll want to be wearing around, but I could see that being one of those, the chunky plastic bracelets that people wear. Why couldn't you put something like that in there? It even looked pretty cool. And they say it works even better being on the arm because as you move around, it's scattering that sound wave all around you. This is like kind of a cloak of invisibility for listening devices. Now, you know, I wonder, would this keep a government listening device from listening to you? I don't see why not. On the other hand, though, if this messes with the speaker or the microphone in cell phones, Alexa, whatnot, like it's supposed to, does that mean if you're wearing this walking down the street that you'd be able to cut off people's conversations as you walk by their phone? And just, I mean, disrupt it for the period of time you're in front of it. I bet you it would. I bet you it would. Well, let's move on from this into something that's pretty darn cool. This is coming out of the Max Planck Institute of Biochemistry in Germany. Synthetic biologists pursue biology in order to replicate it by man. They want to make synthetic living organisms. Well, we can all agree that one of the key factors to be considered life is reproduction. We have babies, cells divide, bacteria propagates. You know, the world goes round and we replicate. Well, this team of researchers has designed a genome that can replicate its own DNA and make base proteins. Now, I know my explanation of this process is way oversimplified, but bear with me here. Of course, links are in the description. Check it out for yourself if you want to do a little more in-depth reading on this. But basically, what they did was take a blueprint, the DNA, and the building blocks, the proteins, put them together, work their science magic, and were able to generate a genome that could self-replicate. Their best version of this genome was able to replicate up to 116,000 base pairs, which is similar to the genome of a very simple cell. Now, what makes this advance pretty interesting is that they also included DNA in there for 30 translation factors that originated from E. coli. These translation factors are essential if you want the system to self-replicate. So in doing this, they ran their system, they ran their tests, and then they put it under a mass spectrometer to see how many proteins were produced by the system. What they found was that there was more produced than they'd put in, which shows that this is something that could continue by itself. If it had the resources, the food, the energy to keep producing, it would keep producing. Now, their next step here is they're going to build what they're calling an envelope to put all this in that would allow for energy transport in and waste transport out. At that point, you're looking at DNA, proteins, and a waste energy system. That's a cell. At that point, we've made life. And now, see, this one's a little weird for me. Yeah, this could be great if, you know, everything's made out of cells. What kind of cells can we make? What kind of living cells can we make to, say, make a new plant that's more nutritious or something that works better in space, or something to kill cancer, whatever. But can this get out of hand as well? Should we be messing around in there? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to be taking a deeper dive into this because I don't personally know a lot about the way this works. And I really do want to understand the process better. And I think I am going to take a little bit more time and learn as much as I can about the generation of man-made DNA. I just think it's cool to think about, and I hope it works out positively for the human race. Thinking about racing, check this out. That is a 12-rotor multicopter known as Big Drone. What else are you going to call it? Yes, that is a full-size human being in there. Now, when they're doing these flips and loops, that's a mannequin in the cockpit. But they do say there's a point in the video where they have the Drone Champions founder, Herbert Weyerreuther, and he states that we've developed and built the first ever manned aerobic drone with the vision to create a brand new future racing experience and to recruit drone pilots through DCL, the game. Yes, that is a video game coming out called Drone Champions League, where they are recruiting pilots to fly drones through the video game. Kind of like what they were doing with Gran Turismo. So if you think you're good enough to pilot a drone in real life like this, get on that game, hone your skills, and maybe you'll get a chance to race in this league. And how cool would these races be? I don't know about you, but I like the Red Bull Air races. They're neat. This, I think, would be even better. Anyway, with that, I'm going to call it a day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, comments? If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Share me with your friends. Help me grow my channel. And with all that being said, I guess just, have fun, enjoy your weekend, and be safe. I'll see you guys on Monday.